Baby cakes, think carefully. What's long and thick and fits in the palm of your hand? I'm going to knock it on the microphone right now. That's right. It's a yummy banana, and I'm going to have it soon. Did you know bananas help you manage your blood pressure? Because that's exactly what we need with this PulseChain launch. Oh no, everything's going to zero. Chill out. Everybody is losing their mind, and that's all right. I've lost my mind too. I never had it to begin with. There's just a peanut here. I show this information for you so you have a competitive edge over everybody else. Let's take a very myopic dystopian view. Richard Hart is the same scammer who launched HEX, and everybody's saying, it's a scam, he's a scammer. Okay, what we should do is let's look at the pattern of behavior that the quote-unquote scammer does. Here is the HEX launch. Do you see some interesting information here? Okay, I'm going to go through quickly here to show you what it says, all right? So, Greg, aka Richard Hart, perhaps, maybe the same person, maybe they're not, repeating his HEX launch formula for PulseChain. So, what's the formula? So, you're going to see this chart. I'm going to show you. These are the attributes. You start with low liquidity and you get the non-believers out. Why? It's because when you pump later, you don't want them dumping on the rally. You don't want them to take out their 300% gain, their 2, 3, or 4x when they're a non-believer. You would rather them sell for minus 90% into strong hands. This is what you would rather do. This is what happens. It's not even like whether it's going to happen or not. It's happening right now. Now, are you going to sit through this? Even though I've told you this time and time again, I understand. You're not meant to feel good. I feel like trash too. I feel like trash. I'm like, oh, another red candle. Jeez, like it doesn't make you feel good at all. The difference is what do you do? Do you click sell or do you decide to hold? Or if you're even super brave, do you continue to buy more? That's what I keep doing, all right? So most people will puke 90% loss and they'll cry. That's fine. So let's go through this HEX chart. As you're going to notice, it took about 1 month to bottom and then recovery. So I have this here, and I just want to let you know, if you can't take this, please, you are free. Click sell. It's a free open public market. Click sell and leave. It is fine, right? No one's going to judge you. I'm just trying to help my baby doll baby cakes. Like, subscribe, or button. Oh, let's go, baby. Let's go, baby doll. Friends, have a look at this. So we're going to check out. This is the HEX launch. So I have a big fat arrow here to show you we're probably here. Hopefully, maybe, all right? But I want you to know, you see this flag? This flag is what happened to the average kind of HEX participant from the HEX adoption amplifier. It was actually a bit higher than this, to be honest. The flag was actually right here. All right. But so if you are a lower price, it's better. But what I'm going to assume is, let's do the worst case. It doesn't even matter what the worst case is, to be honest. What's important is the time. Time capitulation. Time is the fourth dimension. So it took about, you see, I have this little, from the flag here to the arrow, it's about 30 days. And it dropped 90 to 98%. So that's all that matters. It took 30 days to wash them out. And don't forget, right, in the next 30 days, there were people still exiting. Don't forget this. They're in disbelief. Okay, it's funny. Yes, they are going to be in disbelief. They're like, oh, I can't believe this thing isn't zero yet. I better get out quickly. That's what they think. You know what else they think? They think bananas aren't good for you and they don't help you manage your blood pressure. You should be eating more bananas. So it took these 30 days, but this was the first 4 months. Do you see this box here? This is the golden box of friendship. This is about 120 days. So we're about a month into PulseChain launch, and I'm hoping we are somewhere here. We are just doing the doo-doo. So you probably want to say, show us the chart, show us the chart. Yes, do you see how we are down in the doo-doos? So this is PulseX. PulseX from the top is down 72%. Obviously, it's disgusting. From day one sacrifice, down 63%. It's obviously clobbered. Here is Pulse itself, PLS. I want you to know, look, anything's possible, friends, because this price is not the real price. The big whales, aka the people who, their whales aren't as strong as you think, all right? A lot of these whales, I've seen their accounts. Some of them are doxed. I know who they are. Some of them, they put in like 3 million or 4 million, and they're taking out like 1 mil, 2 mil, but because they're up like a 2x. But you're probably wondering how they up a 2x. Well, the average price for them is actually down here because they got a volume multiplier. So the whales, their real price is down here, most likely. So you don't have to worry about that, to be honest, because at the end of the day, so this is real whale sack price. It's not the end of the world. Like a lot of these people, I know it sounds crazy, but they don't care about, oh, I better get an extra $1 million out. A few of them do, but most of them don't. You know why? Because they got enough money. If you could put in $1 million into this thing with his Richard Hart twerking and Hex being a Ponzi scheme and all these other things and really just call, if you had that money to throw in, more than likely there's a chance that you don't really need anything for the next 365 days. And you are happy to take the punt that maybe this thing goes 100x. Because, yeah, maybe these guys, they got like 2 million. What, you think they're not dreaming of having $250 million? You see that number? 200 or $100 million. A big fat round number. The games just get bigger. You just increase the digits. That's all that happens. So, right, we are repeating the Hex launch. What happened after that? We had a, look at this. This whole line is 115x. That's why I have the 115x here. So, obviously, I don't want to anchor you or me as a baby doll who's eating a banana very, very shortly. We're not going to anchor our mind to this 115x. It's great, but look, let's be honest. The liquidity required to pump at 115x in Hex's early launch days was infinitely smaller than what's going to be required now. And if you don't like to look at those real numbers, I will give you real numbers from now. So Hex had 5,000 people at launch. That's the user base, all right? Hex had 5,000 people. Pulse on the sacrifice has 40,000 people. And PLSX PulseX has 140,000 people. You know what we can do? We can just take, if we want to add that up, we can smooth that out to like 100,000 people, or you can be conservative and use 140,000. Either way, even if you did 100,000, from 5,000, that's 20 times more people. Think of it like this. There's 20 times more mouths to feed with pumps. There's 20 times more liquidity required to push it. So, look, it's still possible. Don't forget, we have 115x up here. But when it was pumped, okay, not that we have any real evidence of this, but 90,000 Ethereum was given. 90,000 times, and by the way, Ethereum was what, $200 back then? Wow, friends, I think we're going to go to the moon. So if you're watching what I'm doing, I just calculated how much money Ricardo Corazon was given from the Hex adoption amplifier, the Hex ICO, the Hex sacrifice, if you will. It was only $18 million. Friends, I'm actually more bullish now. I'm going to eat this banana sooner than I thought. We gave him $670 million. 670 million divided by 18 million. Oh my God, we've raised 37 times more money. Everything's going to be fine. It's funny, friends. I do this live with you. I get to see it. You see? So yes, even though we have more mouths to feed, we also raised 30 times more money. In fact, we might do some crazy numbers. Think about that. We've got 20 times more mouths to feed, but we've raised 32 times more money. So this is actually fantastic, you know? If you're listening to this, congratulations. So this is the type of information you have to sift through at the bottom here, okay? Because I know you got to really have an appreciation. Give yourself a pat on the back. Don't knock your head too much because there's a little peanut rolling around in there. This is the type of information you got to be absorbing. I'm giving you literally vitamins here. Because at the bottoms, no one's thinking like this. Do you know what everybody's thinking about? They're thinking about this. This is the Hex chart. This is a weekly candle chart. Red, this one's technically red. Red, 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 red. That's all everybody's seeing. Red, red, red. We're down 98%, 99%. No one can see the future. That's why you have to go deeper. This is the actual real chart, by the way. Like down here. These are weekly charts, all right? These are weekly charts. So we've been dumping and dumping and dumping. So this is going to take some time. I mean, if you want to even look at how much time before we really start moving, it's about 120 days. Before it happens. But I'll be honest as well, you weren't really too upset if we kind of recover this move up. So if I show you this, if we go back to sacrifice price for PulseX, you're not going to be that upset. Let's check this out right now. So if we go back up here, like you're going to be like, oh, I'm not dead yet. Okay, you know, it's not the 10x, 20x, 30x dream that you're looking for, but you're not dead yet. So that time to get here, it's faster than you think. It only took 2 months. So I'm not saying we've bottomed, just saying, hey, perhaps in the next 30 to 60 days, let's just say 2 months for to be more accurate. But so by the end of August, hopefully we're around back at sacrifice price. We've just been grinding back up and we get there. And obviously, but you don't really care about that. You care about this big, fat, juicy part, right? So if I'm just to guess where sacrifice price is, this is about a 10x up here. Now, I'm too scared to just believe everybody just gets a clean 10x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume our sacrifice price might be around this flag. And what I'm trying to do is trying to guess what would the next big, like, theatrical pump take us to. Maybe a 5x above it. Okay. This would be about... This is 5x maybe for PulseX, because I'm assuming we're the weakest hands, right, in PulseX. Now, if you're a Pulse chain with me as well, that'll probably be, who knows, 10x to 13 or 14x from that sacrifice price. And of course, this might be requiring the Bitcoin halvening run. Okay. Now, I want you to know something also important. I've got to tell you something, friends. There, wink, wink. You got to know something. Do you know what was happening in 2020? This is the zombie virus. All right. Look what HEX was able to do right in the zombie virus. All right. So I'm just telling you, look, you can sell right now, but I'm not. I've seen this information. This guy made a coin do 10,000x from the low, 2,000x from that day one. I don't care. I'm not getting out. Click sell and leave. The rest of us, we're going to eat bananas because we need our blood pressure lowered. This is the great information you're absorbing, friends. This is literally, I'm not joking. This is what you're meant to be doing during these times. You have to consume good food for your soul. If you don't, you will be part of the people, unfortunately, like Mr. Silvertooth. Mr. Silvertooth, okay, we've made Telegram stickers of him now. He's now become a very funny, cute meme. Mr. Silvertooth has sold everything into stable coins. And a quick recap, this is Mr. Silvertooth. I even have Mr. Silvertooth's story here uploaded for you. Please like, subscribe, button. No, I even have a tooth emoji here for you to represent Mr. Silvertooth. You should really go through this story, baby lovers. This will give you some very insightful information into how somebody can be around for 6 or 7 years in crypto and still not be where you think you're going to be, because this is a reality check. Because Mr. Silvertooth is not the exception. He is the rule. He is like the rule for most people of crypto. So Mr. Silvertooth here sold. So obviously, of course, Mr. Silvertooth needs to put his hair to pumpermental green. This is bear market color. We need him to be pumpermental green, right? If he was rocking this cute pumpermental green stuff, I mean, look at this. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're bullish here. Do you see what I mean? All right, so we're going to go here. Mr. Silvertooth says, I am all in on stable coins now. When Bitcoin hits $11,000, I'll re-enter the market. I have done the maths, and 11,000, yes, 11,000 is a number. If 11,000 is a number, please confirm our friendship in the comment section. Yes. He goes here, Richard Hart will claim victory for calling the bottom a feature, not a bug, even though he was vague about it. Your bags will be down 75 to 95% when I enter the market. So this is an unfortunate situation when people... What happens, friends? You can't be with the crowd when it comes to this. Do you see? We are down here, friends. We're weekly candles. You know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to change this to weekly chart just so we can observe what it's been looking like, okay? So yeah, see this? We've had one... Garbage, okay, 3 regular. So if you even have PulseX here, let's switch to PulseX so we can see the weekly candles. By the way, as we print more candles, I'm not going to be doing any of these daily 4-hour candles because they're bad for your health. I'm not even joking, all right? So red candle, red candle, red candle. Do you see how he is now saying I'm getting into stable coins after 3 red weekly candles? Oh my God, like we're down 75% on top. Now you're talking about getting into stables. So what they're trying to do is maybe it goes down further. He wants to buy back. This is just too risky, friends. Like, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. This is not what you want to be putting your mindset in. Look, even if I wish him well. Even if it works for him, you got to know this, friends. You are setting yourself up for disaster. You are opening the gateway, okay? It's a slippery slope. Now you start playing around with this. You're going to remember this time it works. You're going to do it next time in 6 months or 9 months. But guess what? Your bag's going to be like 10x bigger. So you're going to be making a 10 times bigger error. So yeah, some of you, you've got a bag that's like 3 grand right now. We're at 3 grand, 2 grand. Perhaps in the future, it's going to be worth like 60K. What if it's worth 60K? When you're making this error, you're going to be risking in your mind, right? You're going to be risking a little amount. But what's really going to be happening is you're going to be risking 50% of your bag. And think about this, okay? Because, okay, you probably want to know, what do you mean 50% of the bag? Well, if it goes up to, yeah, if we just reverse this red weekly candle and we go back up here. So literally, I'm not joking. Since he's sold, If the next weekly candle just does this, he's down 50%. He can only buy back 50% of his coins. That is the dangerous part. If you are, let's say this thing is going to go 100x, right? This applies to every asset. Doesn't matter what it is. If your bag is like 3K now, $3,000, and it goes 100x from in 2.5 years, 300K. Well, if you've lost 50%, you think, oh, I've only lost $1,500. No, you haven't. You've actually lost $150,000. It's just a ticking time bomb when you get there. I hope I make this clear. This is why it's super important not to be a pink hair baby doll. You got to be a green pumpermental hair baby doll. So Mr. Silvertooth is now in stable coins. And yeah, I know some of my followers, I love you. You've been replying to him going like, bottom signal, bottom signal. yes, that's how it is. Also, here's like another wallet. There's so many others out here. This PulseChain Saka, he put in 130K. He's taken his 30% loss. So he's got back to 93K. So here I am repeating to you. Weak hands are being purged from the system. Weak hands are being purged from the system. I'm going to reiterate to you. It took HEX 33 days to find its bottom. We're almost about 30 days there. Okay, so you get to see this. You get to see this like, look at this, friends. HEX, 3 red weekly candles, and that was it. Look at PulseX right now, right? PulseX, 1, 2, 3, bad. Oh, hey, if we have a 4th one, who cares? Right, it's outside of our control. Here's PulseX, 3 red weekly candles. It is what it is. It's just telling me, okay, I even have this. Look at beautiful information for you, baby dolls. HEX took 3 months to bottom. ETH, 3 months to bottom. Solana, 3 months to bottom. By the way, when I say to bottom, it doesn't mean to touch that actual bottom. Because in my mind, this whole golden zone here, this to me is still the bottom. So this would represent for us, this would represent, like, if we go back to the sacrifice price and we stay around here, to me, that's not a bottom made. You know what I mean? The bottom to me would be like, okay, now we've gone up. Okay, what was this whole bottom zone? That's what I would really consider it. That's how I'm thinking about it. Because worrying about this specific individual 5-minute period where someone sold the low and it formed the bottom, that's not something we want to worry and be concerned about. So this is the chart. It's very ugly. It is very ugly. But hey, we know the real historical chart. Doesn't really matter, man. Everybody's in it. Everybody's going to see what they want to see. Okay. Other people see danger and blood and they want to rush for the exits. I see, hey, everything's repeating the normal. Everything's repeating the same. I can't put it any other way. Everything is repeating the same. He's doing the formula. Whether you think Richard Hart is God himself or whether you think he's the biggest scammer of all time, I don't care. I am impartial. I don't judge anybody. Open mind, open heart, open peanut brain. I'm telling you, I think the formula is repeating. That's all I'm saying. I'm not placing good or bad judgment. I don't really care, okay? I don't care. Race, religion, color, I don't care what you say. People slip up sometimes. People do great things sometimes. It doesn't matter. We are here for the game. I'm here to help my friends and my family. I can see, hey, the formula is repeating. You know, it's kind of the lottery ticket. You know, it's like it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, what comes after 4? 5. Do you see what I mean? This sequence is just happening again and we're able to identify it. You can't get this information from a leverage trading shield trying to sign you up to look at some RSI indicator. You don't get that qualitative information. You know why? Because everybody's playing that game, friends. But no one's playing this game. That's why I like it. The liquidity is thin as hell. Don't look at this liquidity. The real liquidity is like $10 million. The real liquidity is so thin, which means there is maximum opportunity. Once a slippage is really thick and there's no one screwing around, it's over, man. By that time, it's over. You don't want to be participating. So let these people exit. Who cares? Let them exit. See you later. All right? Formula is repeating. And hey, if we go to negative numbers, at least McDonald's is hiring. I'm going to finish my banana. Like, subscribe button, or tell mom and dad, I think the formula is repeating. And I love yous. Catches.